Since the release of the reMarkable Paper Pro, a lot of conversation has peaked about how does this device compare to other e-ink tablets that have introduced frontlit display and color in the past year. Today, guys, I'm going to take you through a comparison of the Onyx Boox Air 3C and the reMarkable Paper Pro and show some of the benefits and features and how you might want to use it in your everyday productivity. As I started to unbox the reMarkable Paper Pro, I didn't really think much about the form factor during the announcement of this product. I was so hung up on the fact that it's in color and now it has the ability to have this front light display that's going to help illuminate my drawings and my annotations in dark velvet places. But as I started to unbox it, I really started to notice something that was really transparent, and that was the bezel of the device. You can see now that the bezel device has greatly been reduced. In the previous editions, like the RM2, we had this like two-tone factor on the side of the display, and that was really there. Maybe you could use it as a thumb holder, but it was there really to help the hardware setting of the device. Well, by losing that, we gain more space and real estate in the display. We still have a strong bezel across the bottom, but in the overall profile of this device, it's definitely a smaller bezel. As we turn throughout the device, you can see the device is definitely a little thinner. It has pads so you can put it on the table, and it has that magnetic charger for the new pencil. When I compare that to the Air 3C, I do have that bezel, right? This device overall has a smaller screen in size, and it has that bezel across the left and right side. Now, one might argue that the bezel on the left margin is equal, if not slightly smaller, than the overall bezel that we see at the bottom of the Paper Pro. But overall, the bezel in the landscape versus portrait mode, you're definitely going to notice a difference between those two. Overall thickness of these two devices, they both have that magnetic clasp for the actual device itself, but overall thickness, you can see that they're relatively about the same size. And when you're in your hands, noticeably they both balance well on your hands. As we begin comparing these two devices, one common question is which device is best for me? And that is one that's been kind of tough for me to answer for just anyone in particular. There's gonna be a lot of things I want you to put into the folds as we go through this review. You wanna think about the actual integration of the device, the applications that you can use, the writing experience, the different features they have available, and what is your overall mode of using this device? Are you looking for a distraction-free tablet that mimics a yellow pad, or are you looking for an all-in-one e-ink device that allows you to go ahead and browse the internet, view video, listen to audiobooks, and still have that e-ink technology in front of you? And that's going to help kind of curve you one way or another as you decide which device, reMarkable versus Onyx Boox, is best for you. As we go through this review, we're going to talk about the things that matter most to you. I'm not going to dive into the technical aspects of each individual device. You can go ahead and get that in a number of different places. The goal with this video is about use and you getting the best use from it. So moving past the form factor, let's get into the hardware of this device. The one thing that is probably most notable is the front lit display that's been introduced with the reMarkable Paper Pro. And yes, thank you guys, thank you people that have commented. It is not a backlit display, it is a front lit display. I now know that. Either case, you're lighting and illuminating the device so you can read it and write with it in low lit conditions. Right now I'm in the studio and I'm being broadcasted light all over me, kind of similar if I was sitting in a living room or sitting to a well lit area. But let's just say if we kill one of the lights, what's going to happen? You're going to instantly notice that it got darker. I can still read it. And before this clip is over, I'll show you what it looks like when it's completely dark. But I can go in here into my gestures and I can bring this up just a little bit, and you're going to see there's a little bit of illumination that took place. Now I'm still in an area that's lit enough that you necessarily don't notice the impact that that front lit display has made. But if I go over to my books and I go ahead and I adjust this device, you're going to notice that if I bring it all the way up, it's considerably brighter. Now that's also one thing that's very unique about the Boox, is Boox gives you a lot of ability as a user to change a lot of the features of the device. With the reMarkable Paper Pro, you get the option to use the technology, but you don't get to customize on how it's being used. I can go ahead and I can adjust the tone and color temperature. Maybe I want to bring it and make it more blue. Maybe if I'm in my bed at night and I'm worried about the light restraint and keep myself awake, here I can go ahead and make it a warmer color in addition to adjusting the brightness. That is one feature that I feel is really important when I want to use a device in a low lit situation. Being able to not only adjust the brightness, but the tone of the display itself. So now this clip here shows you what it looks like in total darkness, going from a lit situation to an absolute dark situation, having to thumb through the settings to find it, and then illuminate the device with that front lit display. You can clearly see with both devices, the front lit display is good to give you the ability to use it in a low lit situation. So we go past the hardware components and we get into the software components and how both of these devices are driven. The reMarkable Paper Pro is driven by a proprietary software that has been built by reMarkable, versus the Onyx Boox is built off an Android platform. And what is the benefits of each one of these? Well, the reMarkable is obviously a stable environment for the reMarkable device, and it works with all the reMarkable integrations that are available to you through the Connect plan and other form factors and features that are built inside the hardware itself. But with the Onyx Boox, we get the benefit of an Android device and everything that comes with that ecosystem. For example, one of the big things you're going to see is I have the ability to have additional apps. Now, why would you want to have apps in the first place? Well, if you're looking for an all-in-one type device, you might lean towards this product because I can go ahead and install like the Kindle app, I can install audiobooks, I can go into the Play Store and download just about any type of app that might be available to me. Now keep in mind, this is an e-ink device and it is in color, so not every app is going to be great on it. You're not going to play games on this, but you are going to have some features like with a calculator and things like that that are going to be definitely beneficial to you. You can also pull in like Outlook and different email apps. But as I talk more and more about this, we're getting away from the intentions of what an e-ink device is all about. And that's where the reMarkable still stands tall and true to its name. It's a distraction-free paper device. Now, I had one person tell me, I am an adult and I can make choices for myself. Well, yes, we are adults, and from time to time we do chase shiny objects, and sometimes we're in that mode of focus. We don't want all those notifications and interactions happening in front of us. And that's what's so beautiful about the reMarkable itself. It really is a yellow tablet that has been turned into a writing device that is now digital, that you can save and access your files wherever you go. Versus with the books, I have that same e-ink technology, but now I can integrate in some other productivity tools that I might want to use while I'm on the go. Now, one thing that's also really notable to say is I can go ahead and I can create different modes in which I can adjust like notifications with the Android app. So if I don't want to get those notifications, I can definitely do that. But if you are here and you're telling me, hey, I'm going from paper and I want to go digital and I want to have one of the best writing experiences, the reMarkable is still in your house of cards that you want to work with. If you tell me, hey, I'm looking for an all-in-one device that has a really reMarkable-like paper writing feel when I go to digital inking, but I want to be able to access some of the other applications, that is where the books is going to come in context for you. So let's talk about the actual writing experience in general. So starting with the writing experience of the Paper Pro, I can go ahead and choose my marker tool, and from here I have the ability to look at like ballpoint pen, I have the option for a fine line, a highlighter, even different calligraphy and marker light styles. And below that I have the ability to adjust thickness. I have 3 different thicknesses as well as different color options. If I go back to the pen, I can go ahead and choose the different colors. And in a previous video that I showed you guys that you can go ahead and check out here, I dive into some of the actual mechanics and tools that you can use with this device. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and check that out. But you can see as I move through here, I have my first option, I have my second option for highlighting, I have the eraser tool, the select tool. Now the select tool is really awesome because it allows me to go ahead and select different content on the page. I can go ahead and move that. I can also go ahead and I can copy it and move it to the next page. And with that writing tool, I can easily go across my screen and I can write on the screen itself. But where this really gets powerful is when you integrate the color. If you are someone that's in paper planning and want to move to a digital planning and you already have a reMarkable or an e-ink device, or you're considering this one, a planner makes an excellent tool that you might want to integrate into your device, especially when it comes to color blocking. I have the ability to organize different aspects of my calendar by color. For example, I use pink for personal items that relate to my family, yellow is a color that's dedicated to myself, orange is scheduled meetings, and I use blue oftentimes to block off time for productivity, and I can do that. The other thing that's really cool about using reMarkable is with these PDF annotation apps, I can go ahead with hyperlinks and jump from different pages in my actual planning system and jump throughout this PDF to access the different tools that are available to me. Even the ability to go ahead and have productivity tools and planning tools that help organize my business and my way of life, in addition to being able to take notes inside the device itself. As we dive into the Onyx Boox Air 3C, we have a lot of different options when it comes to writing tools and applications that we might want to use. And this is made because of the ability to use Android and the Google Play Store to download different applications. Now, I did an entire video about note-taking and planning with this device, and if you want to check it out, go ahead here. But with the Google Play Store, we can use a lot of different applications. Now, there is the embedded Reader app that comes with it, and I'll showcase that in a second, as well as you can download apps like OneNote and NoteShelf and Penly and even Nibu. And what these apps allow you to do is not only be able to utilize your note-taking here, but some of them are going to allow you to synchronize your notes across all devices. An app that I like to use is OneNote, and what that allows me to do is take notes on this device, and once they sync to the cloud, they are able to be accessible across all my devices, including my desktop computer, other laptops, and other tablets that I use for note-taking. Now, there's another app called Nibu, which I did a video on as well, and that works off of PDF annotation, which allows the same thing. There is some hiccups to it when it comes to synchronizing across devices. You can only use one device simultaneously, versus with OneNote, you can use multiple devices simultaneously, and you don't have to worry about conflicting pages. But the actual app that comes inside of the device itself is the library app that allows you to have the Reader app. And I'm going to pull in these two apps to give you a side-by-side comparison. So now we have obviously a larger display with the Paper Pro, but you can see here we have a folder tile-like system, which we can create folders and such inside here. I'm going to go into my planner here, and then I'm going to choose my Monday Start planner. Now, our planners are available in both Monday Start as well as Sunday Start, and they're also available in landscape and portrait. Now, I can pull up the same thing here and see my planner on here. Now, with this device, we talked about some of the tools here, but with this device, I have a lot more tools available. Now, granted, I can go in and choose a different pen tool as well as different colors, and I have not just 3 options for stroke thickness, but I literally have nearly 20 different settings when it comes to stroke thickness. You can look at stroke here, versus if I move to here, I can bring that stroke down to maybe this size, and you can see the difference there. I also have the ability to have a little bit more organic colors available, and I have the ability to draw straight lines directly within the tool itself. I think this is really powerful, especially when I'm doing some type of mapping out my calendar, being able to kind of draw out the line of the day. I like to do that. I also have the ability to turn on some of the system settings and make adjustments. Maybe when I'm inside my note-taking, I don't want to have to worry about me accidentally touching any of the gestures or any of the system gestures. And that allows me to have more focus within the planning system, but also doesn't interrupt myself with making a gesture that might open up another app or slide to another page. I can also disable the ability that when I have a long tap, it'll move from one page to the next page. And I can choose to turn that off, so next time, if I want to tap, it won't navigate. And there's also some AI features as well as some other tools that might be unique to you in this app. Now, every single app has a lot of different features when it comes to using the Onyx Boox, and you want to go ahead, like I said, and check out the video in the description and explore that if you are looking to go that way. But when it comes to the actual writing structure, I can go ahead and zoom in, and for fairness, I'm going to use the word right here, kind of in a similar area. As I zoom in and see the clarity of each of the words, I recognize that both of them look very sharp. There's not a lot of pixelation. This one has more of an ink-like feel, and this one has more of a smooth, polished, pen-like feel. When it comes to backing up and syncing your notes, one thing to note about the reMarkable 2 is with the latest update, you can go ahead and pair up to 3 devices into your account, and therefore when you take notes here, they're going to sync across other reMarkable devices. So if you have an RM2 or an older generation device and you want to synchronize those notes, you can definitely do that. And without having a Connect plan, as long as you keep updating your notes every 50 days, you're going to be able to continually have access to that synchronization feature. With a Connect plan, you have full list of opportunities when it comes to other features that you can learn about on the website. And for $2.99 a month, it's a great tool that I highly recommend you considering. When it comes to using the Onyx Boox Air 3C, It depends on the application that you're using. Are you using OneNote that's connected to OneDrive, or are you using an app that's connected to Google Drive, or what is the cloud storage of your choice? And in some instances, that may be free, or you might have to pay for that service. But in either case, you have the ability, both of these devices, to synchronize and back up your notes. So let's get down to the brass tacks of it. What is the best device for you? As I mentioned earlier in the video, it's about the mode in which you're in. If you're going to be someone that's looking for a tablet device that you can take notes, that's like a paper notebook, and you don't want distractions from the outside world, the reMarkable is probably going to fit you best. But if you're looking for a device that has the ability for you to add other apps and have other functions and features, the Boox is something you might want to consider. I love the simplicity of the reMarkable. I love how they've gone ahead and designed the software, much like you would expect with an Apple device where you don't really have to think about what you need to do, you just go ahead and do it. Versus with the Onyx Boox, if you're someone that is more technical and want to have a little bit more control of what it is you're doing, you have the ability to go in and set those refresh rates, go ahead and adjust the contrast of your display, and even adjust the tone and color and brightness to your frontlit display. And those are all features that might really make you consider this device in your choice. But overall, when it comes to the actual writing experience, for me, when I compare these two devices, the writing experience is good enough for me to move away from paper. And that is what is so powerful. It's not about which one gives you a better paper-like feel or which one has a sound or an imitation of writing on paper. It's about what is the experience that I'm able to achieve and how well are my notes taken in the mode in which I am thinking about my vision, my thoughts, and my ideas. And that's also what makes both of these devices very powerful. If you are someone that is looking to better plan, better organize yourself, and get more from your day, then you're going to want to look at a digital planner. And as the creator and founder of the Key to Success Planner, I highly encourage you to take a look at our planning system for these devices. They're built on personal, professional, business, and executive models, so no matter what role or objective you have in your daily life, you're going to be able to meet the vision that you have for yourself. So go ahead, check out the link in the description and learn more about what our system has to offer. I'm Brandon Bonifer, creator and founder of the Key to Success Planner, and we'll see you guys real soon. God bless.